Hi everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Let's see. Albert, welcome. Hi Betty. Carla. Hi Christine. DJ. Hi Gary. Hi George. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Is it Guy or G? Um, hi hi James and James. Hi Jean, Joseph, Kim. Hi Marty, Michael, Sahid. Welcome. I I think I could pronounce your name T since it's just T. Hi Wendell. Hi Sahid. Let's see who else do we have here. Ooh, more people joining. Will, Yusuf, and Lacey. Let's see. Some more people have joined in. Galaxy. Hi, Galaxy. Hi, Gary. Yon. Hi, Yon. Hi, Rita. Uh, Kim. I'm not sure if I welcomed you. Pernell. Hi, Pernell. Wow, there's people joining as we speak. But welcome, everybody. I hope you enjoy our presentation today. And now our wonderful John, who always has wonderful things to share. Uh, Welcome, John. Looking forward to what you're going to share with us today.
And you are muted out, just so you know.
Oh, well, thank
There we
you.
go. There we go.
Uh, well, thank you, Mari, and welcome everybody to our Billion Dollar Mind seminar. Great to be here. Great to see so many people joining with us. Um, so I'm going to go a little different direction tonight. I'm going to start out by asking, have you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? And did you get rich after reading it? And if you didn't, does that mean that the principles taught in this book don't work? Now, that's a valid question because many rich and successful people have credited this book with their success. For example, almost 50 years ago, I met a gentleman who was worth $300 million, and that was a lot of money in those days. And I spent about a half hour with him, and not a minute was wasted. I wanted to know the secret to his success, and without hesitation, he told me that he read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I asked him if he knew Jack Zufelt, and he did. Jack is one of the top professional speakers in America. He's a highly acclaimed trainer, he's an author. And at the beginning of his seminars, he asked attendees to stand if they've read Think and Grow Rich. And most of the people stand. Then he asked them to remain standing if they got rich, and everybody sits down. Then he says, that's proof that Think and Grow Rich doesn't work. I'm not sharing this story to discredit Mr. Zufelt. He has millions of followers, which speaks for itself. But I asked my new friend to comment, and he said, that's easy. They only read the book one time. I read it 21 times. He went on to tell me that the principles work, but you have to keep them in front of your mind continually, not just during the short window of time that it takes to read the book one time. So when I got home, I immediately pulled my copy off the shelf and began reading it again. And I ended up reading it more than 21 times. And each time I read it, I picked up gems of wisdom that I had missed during the previous readings. But if there is one thing that stuck in my mind above all the rest, it was the mastermind group. Mr. Hill talks about a group of businessmen who agreed to meet with each other on a regular basis, and in doing so, they became closer than family. When one member of the group needed help, they were supported by the others, which included ideas, encouragement, and financial support. As a result, they all became multimillionaires, and several of them even became billionaires. And I wanted to know why. Well, excuse me, without a support group, your life can look like this picture. Perhaps there were times when you felt like the weight of the whole world was resting on your shoulders. That is because as humans, we were never meant to go through life without a support group. Everything works better when you have a team, a group of people with a common goal and all moving in the same direction. But it wasn't until I came across an article, I think it was in Popular Science magazine, where they did an experiment and they took some horses and they hitched one horse to a load and they added weight until that horse could no longer pull it. And then they did this with the other horse. And finally, they hitched the two horses together. And to their amazement, two horses working in unison could pull 3 to 5 times as much as one horse working alone. This defies the laws of mathematics and physics. So we have to ask, what is lifting the extra weight? Obviously, we have another universal law that we don't yet understand. We can't see it, we can't feel it, but like gravity, we know it's there. Somebody coined the word synergy to label its effect. I call it God doing the heavy lifting. 1 plus 1 no longer equals 2. 1 plus 1 equals 3, 4, perhaps even 5. The interesting thing is this universal law works the same with insects, animals, and with humans. And since I've been unable to find a name for this law, I'm going to call it the law of unity. This is when I began to understand why each of the members of the mastermind group became wealthy. And this is why I created Billion Dollar Mind. We have the resources to grow 10,000 times as much food as the earth is producing right now. And if we did, every man, woman, and child would be swimming in food, and there would be so much food that it would feed all the animals as well. The same is true for other resources. There's enough building materials on Earth to build a house for every family on Earth the size of the Empire State Building. There's enough wealth for all of us to become millionaires and even more. So why are we so selfish and so ignorant that we don't all come together in unity and make such a thing happen? The difference between working together and working alone is the difference between walking and driving a car. When driving a car, you combine your own power with the power of the automobile. That is a form of synergy. Are you beginning to see the power and the benefits of a mastermind group? Several years ago, I created a mastermind group with some members of a network marketing company. Every morning, we met for a few minutes on a conference call to stay motivated and encouraged and to share ideas that were working. Although I was a latecomer to the company, through the efforts of myself and my team, I became the number 2 money earner in less than 6 months. And several on my team were already earning between $6,000 and $10,000 a month. And none of them had ever come close to that kind of success. The mastermind truly works. And the reason it works is because there is an unseen power that comes to the aid of insects, animals, and humans that are unified in any endeavor. So, as part of our Billion Dollar Mind platform, we created a donation plan that can help members obtain 2 objectives. The first is to take care of some immediate financial needs, and the second is to create long-term generational wealth. There's never an obligation to donate to others. 80% of each donation is paid to one person, and 20% remains with the company for overhead and to help with other charities. Donations are available to recipients immediately from our DeFi crypto wallet. There's no waiting to withdraw donations. We have 12 individual donation plans that each run independently of the others. And this is extremely important because it prevents members from manipulating the plan to their own benefit and creates a level playing field. which allows the individual who can only make a $10 donation to be a blessing to someone else and help lift whatever burden they may have. You know, I think about the story in the Bible about the widow's mite. I don't know how much a mite was worth, but it's a very small amount of money, probably like a penny or less. And that's all she had. But she donated the mite. And what did the Lord say about that? Many of the people that were there were wealthy, and they donated a lot of money. And the Lord said she gave more than all the rest because she gave all that she had. So even the Lord doesn't miss a single thing, folks. There is a perfect accounting that takes place. And the Lord says that He will reward all of our actions, good or evil. They will all be rewarded someday. So, again, the person who only has $10 can literally be a blessing to someone else and help to carry their burden. Now, one of the biggest keys to wealth is sowing money. And I tell people to give according to their ability and give according to the harvest that you want to receive. If you seriously can't give more than $10, then give it and start sharing billion-dollar mind with others. But if you can give more, then I suggest you exercise some faith, because faith without works is dead, and faith requires that you give something. So first, let me talk about our Flare token, and this is where we are preparing a generational wealth plan. And our plan is to help our members accumulate a significant number of Flare tokens that are currently selling for less than 2 cents, and which some pundits are predicting will one day be worth as much as $40,000. Of course, we don't have a crystal ball. We make no guarantees that these predictions are accurate, but there is reason to believe that this token has a very bright future. In fact, there was some news that came out just this week that another group, very large group, has made an alignment with Flare token, which is going to greatly increase its value, its usability, its purpose. And this is what creates the value for a coin is, what is that coin going to be used for? The plan here is for Flare to become really the first decentralized platform, totally decentralized platform. And of course, we know what centralized money is. That's your banks, etc. Decentralized is outside of that system, and that's what I've wanted to create forever. I've wanted to create a group of people, bring a group of people together where we could go outside of that centralized system, where our money is not being inflated, our money's not being devalued, and we don't have people controlling our money. They can just lock it up whenever they want to because, something we did or something we said. We will have full control over our money. So just to give you a little backstory, I was introduced to Bitcoin when it was only 5 cents. $100 then would have given me 2,000 coins, and this year I could have cashed them in for $140 million. $100 to $140 million. That's pretty crazy. That's some very huge odds. But just for fun, let's do some math on Flare, because today you could buy about 6,600 Flare with $100, and if it one day reached $40,000, that would be $266 million. So we're talking about another Bitcoin opportunity, or a Bitcoin-like opportunity. That's almost double the return and that I would have received from buying $100 worth of Bitcoin. Now, If you just want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin or $100 worth of Flare and sit on it, we're happy for you. But really, aren't we back to working alone? Aren't we just, only looking out for ourselves? Isn't that what we've always done? Well, I don't care about anybody else. I'm just going to take care of myself. But if you want to work as a group, as a team in unity, help others to accumulate some Flare coins, and at the same time have others help you, you can probably accumulate a few million Flare coins. So all we're asking is, just stick around, and perhaps, we'll help you expand your thinking a little bit. So now let's look at our $1 billion donation plan, which could help you accomplish some of your personal needs and projects. And like I said, eventually create a generational wealth plan. Now, first of all, our product here is you, in helping you accomplish whatever projects in life that you can't accomplish alone. Could be anything. It could be, getting your teeth fixed. That can cost an arm and a leg today. Uh, Putting a roof on your house, or remodeling, or, repairs to your car, or even buying a new car. Um, the the projects that we could have are really endless. Some of us want to be, heavily involved with lifting other people's lives. I personally want to. I've been working with charities, with not charities, but with um, orphanages for better than 10 years, and helping support orphanages. I don't say that to boast. It's just that is what I do. We can always say, well, when I get rich, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to wait until I get rich. No, you're not. It's never going to happen, because the leopard doesn't change its spots. If you're going to donate to charities, you're going to do it now. You're going to donate to other people now. You're not going to wait till you get rich, because it's the donation process that's going to help you get rich. Because the fact that you're helping somebody else, then whether you realize it or not, that law of unity starts taking effect, just like gravity. Okay, you can step off of a cliff and think you're not going to fall, or that law doesn't apply to you, but I can almost guarantee that it does. And in the same way, the law of unity applies, whether you see it, whether you feel it, whether you know it, that law comes into effect. So if you want to be rich, and you want to donate when you get rich, then start doing that now. So here we have Frank, and he has a project, and that is taking care of his elderly parents. And this is putting a financial strain upon him to give them the kind of care they need and deserve. But someone invited him to Billion Dollar Mind, and he started seeing a transformation in his own life as he started to apply the principles that we're teaching. And it just made sense to him that he should dig down in his pocket and donate to someone else who also might be struggling financially. And then he started sharing it with some other people. He shared it with his younger sister, Sue, and Sue also made a donation and started sharing it with some of her friends. Now, Frank no doubt has shared it with some other people, but let's look at Sue. And we can see here from the gold lines. Now, remember, we have 12 donation packages. The first one starting at $10, then $50, and $100, and $250, and $500, and $1,000, all the way up to $20,000. Now, you might say, well, why would anybody ever want to donate $20,000? If you look at the millionaires and billionaires, aren't they always donating to foundations, etc.? And I have to admit the many of things that they're donated to are for nefarious purposes. They're not for good purposes. They're not to lift the vibrations of the planet. But nonetheless, that law applies and it just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. They keep donating more and more and more, and more comes back. Well, how many flare would you get with a from a $20,000 donation? Do you have that number, Professor?
With 2 cent pricing, that would be a $16,000 payout, but in flare that would be 800,000 flare. That's at 2 cents, and flare is actually like a penny and a half right now.
So we're probably looking at 1 million flare.
Yeah, 1,035,000 and some change, I believe, based on 1.5 cents pricing.
Okay. So if $100 of flare right now could eventually go to 266 million, add a lot of zeros to 1 million flare, add how many zeros? One, two, three, four. Four zeros to 1 million flare. Is that right?
Just say that's a lot of money, man.
It's it's billions. So $1 billion mind. No billionaire ever became a billionaire. Nobody ever became a billionaire without first acquiring the $1 billion mind. And how does that work? Well, you start with a $10 donation. You start receiving some $10 donations. You think, maybe I should make a $50 donation. And you start getting some $50 donations. And then you think, that worked. How about $100 donation? You see? And so you just keep stepping up, keep stepping up, keep stepping up. And that law of unity just keeps coming back and coming back like a boomerang, coming back. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every turn of the crank. So now we need to start thinking with a bigger mind, bigger goals, bigger projects. Yeah, if we had $1,000, what kind of a project would we have? If we had $10,000 available, free money, what could we do with that? 100,000, what could we do with that? You see, and it gets to the point, how would you ever spend $1 billion? You would be full time trying to get rid of money. Literally, you would literally be full time blessing so many people that would take up literally all of your free time. So I'm not saying that we're all going to become billionaires and millionaires. I think it's available. I think it's available for anybody who wants it, because what does the scripture say? Whatsoever you ask in faith believing, you shall receive. So what does the billionaire do? First, he sets a goal that he believes he can achieve with work and effort, whatever it takes. And once he achieves that, doesn't he raise the goalpost? Doesn't he increase that and then set another goal? You see, and then the vision increases. Okay, now I've got this. What am I going to do? And we just keep stepping up. So anyway, we have Sue, and Sue has referred, in this case, 6 people. Okay. And it doesn't matter whether it's the $10 plan, whatever plan, there's 12 different plans. They all run independently. And these 6 people can be 100 people or 1,000 people that Sue can refer. And if it's working well for Sue, she's probably just going to keep referring and referring and referring, because she knows that all of the people she refers can have the same blessing, can have the same experience, can be part of the same mastermind, can be part of the law of unity, and receive the same kind of blessings that she's receiving. So now she's receiving blessings from her first person. The second person she refers blesses Frank. The third person blesses Sue. The fourth person blesses Frank. And then all of the ones infinity wide are going to bless Sue. Okay, now let's say Frank never referred more than just one. That's possible. And as long as Sue is active in what she does, look what can happen. All of the twos and fours. Okay, so wasn't room to put it here, but this person is going to give a 2 and a 4, his second and fourth person. Number 4 is going to keep his first, his third, his fifth, etc. But his second and fourth are going to go up to Frank. And their second and fourth are going to go up to Frank. And their second and fourth and second and fourth to infinity depth are going up to Frank. So just with these two people that Sue gave up to Frank, literally could go on forever. Frank could literally become wealthy and be able to go through all 12 plans just from the efforts of one person. That's the power of this synergy plan, this unity plan. Okay, so same thing with Sue. Okay, her for everyone that she receives pay on, they're going to give her a number 2 and a number 4. So number 1 receives a blessing from number 1, receives a blessing from number 3, receives a blessing from number 5, however many they refer, but number 2 is going to bless Sue. Number 4 is going to bless Sue. And all of the 2s and 4s that fall underneath those 2s and 4s are going to go up and bless Sue. Okay, so this is something really for you to meditate upon. What I'm going to do now, let's take just a few minutes and do a meditation. Give me just 1 minute. Generally, we cover the 4 principles of faith, which are gratitude and vision and changing the heart and affirmation. And those are the four principles of faith. We generally kind of go in detail, but what we're going to do right now is we're going to literally do a meditation based upon these 4 principles. Okay.
May have to stop showing your
That's it.
screen, then go and show it again and click on the there's a couple little check boxes to make sure that
There we
we can
go.
hear. There we go.
Sorry about that.
Welcome to this $1 billion faith meditation.
Volume is good.
Find a comfortable position where you can relax without falling asleep. Now take a deep breath, and as you exhale, relax and say, "Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to exercise faith." Take another deep breath. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to exercise faith. Take another deep breath. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to exercise faith. Thank you for this moment of peace where I can surround myself with a feeling of gratitude and meditate upon the blessings I already enjoy and the many good things that I will yet create. Now take another deep breath, and as you exhale, relax and feel yourself going to a deeper level of relaxation. All things that you experience are created by your heart, and the more you are able to relax, the more you will be able to contact your heart center with a blueprint of the thing you desire. As you relax, any resistance you once felt will begin to disappear, and you will feel like you are floating in a stream of abundance. Now take another deep breath and relax even further. Concentrate your sense of awareness on your head. You may feel a warm, tingling sensation caused by circulation. Now take another deep breath and let all tensions go from your head and allow yourself to relax even deeper. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, concentrate your sense of awareness on your eyes and eyelids. You will detect a warm, tingling sensation caused by circulation. Now take another deep breath and relax even more as you release all tensions from this part of your body. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, concentrate your sense of awareness on the skin covering your face and cheeks. You will detect a warm, tingling sensation caused by circulation. Now take another deep breath and release all tensions from this part of your body and allow yourself to relax even deeper. Take another deep breath and concentrate your sense of awareness on your chest and abdomen. You will detect a warm, tingling sensation caused by circulation. Now take another deep breath and release all tensions from this part of your body and allow yourself to relax even deeper. Take another deep breath and concentrate your sense of awareness on your arms and hands. You will detect a warm, tingling sensation or vibration caused by circulation. Now take another deep breath and release all tensions from this part of your body and allow yourself to relax even deeper. Take another deep breath and concentrate your sense of awareness on your legs and ankles. You will detect a warm, tingling sensation caused by circulation. Now take another deep breath and release all tensions from this part of your body and allow yourself to relax even deeper. Now take another deep breath and concentrate your sense of awareness on your feet and toes. You will detect a warm, tingling sensation or vibration caused by circulation. Now take another deep breath and release all tensions from this part of your body and allow yourself to relax even deeper. You are now at a place where you can mold your feelings and begin to create whatever your heart desires. Each time you start your meditation, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, say thank you for this opportunity to exercise faith. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, become aware of the feeling of gratitude. Each time you do this meditation, you will feel your gratitude growing stronger and stronger. You will begin to realize more and more how all of the experiences of your life are working for your good, and you will find yourself worrying less about the pressures of life. Mentally say, "Thank you for this opportunity to exercise faith." Now take another deep breath, and as you exhale, visualize one thing that would have the greatest positive impact upon your life. If there is one thing that you desire that you could have today, what would it be? What does it look like? Imagine how you would feel if you had it right now. Now make an image of whatever it is and place it on a large mental screen that is slightly above eye level. Make it so you have to look up slightly to see the screen and the image you are projecting on it. If you can't visualize the image, don't worry about it. Perhaps you are more auditory or kinesthetic. If so, mentally describe what it looks like and how you would feel if it were to show up today. Now take another deep breath and make the image brighter. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine the feeling you would have if the thing you desire was to show up right now. How would you feel if right now you were in possession of the thing you desire? How does it feel? Does it put a smile on your face? Is there someone you would like to share the good news with? You are now feeling the frequency of creation. That is what it feels like to create whatever your heart desires. Now mentally say, "So let it be done." Now take a deep breath and say, "Thank you, Lord, for giving me whatsoever I ask for in faith believing." Remember to practice these 4 principles daily: gratitude, vision, feeling, and affirmation. In all things be grateful, and especially for challenges that give you an opportunity to exercise faith. Write your vision and make it plain, and throughout the day, visualize the thing you desire and describe it in detail. Then surround yourself with the feeling of already having the thing you desire. Ask, "How would I feel if right now my desire was realized?" Finally, affirm that it is done. Speak to it as though it already exists. Also use your awareness to constantly monitor your thoughts and feelings. You must not allow yourself to be double-minded, or the future you are building will not stand. Whenever you start to feel dragged down, or your thoughts wander to the pressures of life, you must be aware of them in order to stop them. Simply ask, "Where does this thought come from?" And ask if this thought or feeling resonates with the person you want to be and the things you want to have. If not, mentally let them go. When dark thoughts come, you are like a cork being held under water. You want to break free and rise to the surface and go with the flow of the stream. Imagine holding a cork under the water and mentally let it go, and watch negative thoughts and feelings disappear quickly. By monitoring your thoughts in this way, you will quickly rise above your negative thoughts, and sooner or later, you will be flowing in a stream of abundance and prosperity that you have never known before. In a few moments, I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and when I do, you will open your eyes feeling as if you are just waking up from a refreshing nap. Now we start with 3. Take a deep breath, feeling refreshed and alert. 2. stretching your body and feeling the ground beneath you. 1. Opening your eyes, feeling younger, healthier, and more energetic than before.
I could stay there a little longer.
You, you know, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
John, can I say something about the meditations? You know, when I first started doing the meditation, it was the first time, that I was doing it consistently. And, first, oh gosh, I got to do my meditation. I got to do my meditation. Now it's like what you just described, you know, doggone it, it's over. I don't want it to be over. I want to stay right here. The other day, John, I did the meditation. And you've got one that where we actually go into our future and we have a conversation with our future self. That was about 15 minutes. And I felt so amazing. And I was like, you know what? I'm not finished. Oh, I did another meditation. All told, I was about 45 minutes in meditation, but it was amazing. It was amazing and had a phenomenal day as a result.
So this meditation is available for download in our Telegram group, and it's a pinned message. So if you go into Telegram, click on the little pin up at the top. That's where you'll find the pinned messages. You can actually download that so that you can have it right on your cell phone or your computer, whatever device, and utilize that, folks. You can utilize it anytime, day, night. Morning and evening are great times to do meditation. They say if you change your emotions for 15 minutes, 3 times a day, doing this type of thing, that in 1 week, your immune system will be 50% stronger. 50% in 1 week. Imagine what would happen in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Okay? So, aren't we being dragged down? Imagine how much we're being dragged down by our emotions, the pressures of life. If we just take these few minutes, 3 times, 2 or 3 times a day, what a difference it can make in our, how we feel, how we think, and even in our immune system, how we respond to disease. Uh, really, much of our disease comes from financial stress. So, the benefits that we can receive from coming together in unity are way beyond what we might gain financially. You talked about relationships, Professor, how relationships are improving from your meditations. On and on. There's no limit. Whatsoever you ask in faith, believing, you shall receive. So these are things we need to just keep in our mind, because faith comes by hearing the word, and not just hearing it once. It's like my friend who, $300 million, and he gave the credit without hesitation. What is the secret to your success? Without hesitation. I read the book Think and Grow Rich. I was really quite taken back when I heard him say that, because I had recently, listened to a Jack Zufelt seminar, and that was the first thing he did was, he proved that Think and Grow Rich doesn't work.
John, we lost you.
Well, that's really all I had to say. So if you have something else you want to share, or we can take a few questions, whatever you want to do, Professor, go ahead.
All right, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about any of the content that you had on tonight, especially if you are a guest. If you had any questions, we got a Q&A box right there at the bottom of your toolbar. If you would go on and type your question in there, and then we will answer. Hey, Jan, it was great to see you. I see that you had several statements there. Hey, Joseph, again, some statements there. Mari, would you like to come in real quickly? And it's always good to hear a voice from another gender. I'd like to come in and just kind of share what's going on with you and Billion Dollar Mind, and how the things that the four pillars are impacting your life. We'd love to hear from you if you're still there. I know you were not, and hold on, I've got to unmute you.
I'm here. What were you asking me, Professor?
Oh, you know, you've had two dudes, talking, and we've got quite a few dudettes on the other side, and I thought it would be apropos for them to hear from someone who's not a dude
Yes.
about what Billion Dollar Mind is doing for you.
Well, I'm enjoying the like the meditations. I like I believe the whole concept of the how it's your second and fourth are to bless the people above. I think it kind of it's going against the grain of human nature. Human nature wants, for me, and it's kind of pushing you to bless others and in turn be blessed. But sometimes that's not natural sometimes for people because we're not used to that. I mean for some it's very natural. They're used to it. They're used to giving to their church, and they're very generous. But others it's not, and it's interesting because everyone, whether you're used to it or not, you have to give in this platform. So I like how it challenges everyone to do that, and you see the law of the harvest take effect in your life. Whether you believe in the law or not, it's going to work in your life.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Mari, I could say I don't believe in that doggone gravity.
Right.
Let me walk off that cliff and see what happens.
Well, you're gonna meet gravity really fast. So yeah.
Well,
these
go on.
these principles do work. I'll just share some some of my story. When I got out of the military, in my 20s, had 3 children, and I took a job with a steel company, and I was the low man on the totem pole. I think I was making probably half of what the next lowest person was making. But I decided, for whatever reason, and at that time I was into religion, if you will. I was, belonged to a church, and I don't need to go which one or anything like that. But I decided, and I was reading the Bible and whatnot. And of course, the Lord says that test him on the law of tithing. I think that's in Malachi, isn't it? Anyway, so I decided I was going to give half of all I earned to the church. And I did. And the interesting thing is I'm watching the people around me. They're making a lot more money than me, and they're still struggling financially. But with me giving half of my income to the church, I was able to, with my other income, I was able to build a new home, a big home, 7 bedrooms. I was able to build a karate dojo. I taught karate. And I'm doing this on half the income that everybody else is, the other, the lowest person on the totem pole is making. And how did I do that? I don't really understand. Yet we look at all of these churches and we see, we see them talking about the law of the harvest. And so the people, they test the law of the harvest and they donate and they continue to donate. And why do they do that? Because they actually realize that they're better off after donating than they were before. So have I done the same thing? Could have I built a new home and built a karate studio, karate dojo, and still had money to live on if I had used my entire income? And I would dare say no. I would dare say no. And why? Again, there's only one explanation. Because this is an eternal law. We don't see it, we don't feel it, we maybe don't understand it. We may even try not to understand it because we don't want to step out and do something that's a little bit uncomfortable. But what I'm telling you is it does work. And the proof is in the pudding because we see all these mega churches. We see pastors that have not one jet airplane, but 4 or 5 jet airplanes. We see them living in multi-million-dollar mansions. I'm not saying that what they're doing is right. I'm not going to judge them. What I'm saying is the reason people are donating to these churches and allowing these pastors to live the lavish lifestyles that they're living is because they're feeling the effect of the law. They're experiencing the effect of the law. Now, I don't believe I'm ever going to live in a multi-million-dollar house. Maybe someday I will show you what I'm living in. And, I've chosen to live quite humbly. Not that I couldn't have done a lot better. I've made millions of dollars, but I prefer to live a humble lifestyle and help a lot of other people. And that's I don't think this leopard is going to change his spots. Truthfully, when the money starts coming in again, and it will, I've seen a number of these programs where people have made millions and millions of dollars, done extremely well. And I think we're probably going to do better than the rest of them because I think I think our motives are more pure. But we're going to see this become extremely big, extremely successful. And of course, as we go forward, we're going to see things get better, expand, etc. We're going to have systems. The professor here is bringing a portal, building a portal to help us to share this opportunity, this platform with other people. So I think we are, exactly where the Lord wants us to be. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in accidents. I think the Lord truly is guiding each and every one of us individually. We're here for a purpose. And, each of us has to discover what that purpose is. But you didn't find Billion Dollar Mine by accident. The Lord had something to do with it. I have absolutely no doubt. Back to you, Professor.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we start to get close to closing things out here tonight, John mentioned that there's going to be the BDM portal that's going to be launching. This is going to be a portal, a website that you'll be able to have. Everyone will that's in Billion Dollar Mine will have access to it. It'll be absolutely free. There's going to be quite a bit of content that's going to be in there. John, would you be okay if on Thursday, because inside of the portal, we actually have a full presentation on Billion Dollar Mine from the generational wealth, the unity compensation model. Would you be okay if on our Thursday night Zoom, we spend a little more time going over the portal? We'll make sure any new guests know how to get the portal from the person that refers them, so they can come in and get the full story. Would that be okay with you?
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to plan on being here on Thursday night, same Zoom, BDM Zoom, same time. We'll do a an abbreviated um, sharing of the unity model, the generational wealth model, and then we'll spend the majority of our time sharing about the portal so that you can uh, have access to it and you can begin utilizing the content that's inside of it to share value with your audience. Okay, so we'll plan on that on Thursday. And with that being said, give me a moment. It looks like one more question maybe came in. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So someone is asking, what are the 4 pillars that were mentioned? Brian, hey, good to see you, buddy. Those 4 pillars, all right, and you can see I've got the pillars right behind me. All right. Pillar number 1 is gratitude. Pillar number 2. So Brian is asking, what are the 4 pillars? Again, pillar number 2 is vision. Write the vision, make it plain. We can't hit a target that we cannot see. Pillar number 3 is heart. What does that mean? Surrounding ourselves with the feeling of what it will be like once we attain the vision, once we hit the goal, hit the target, those things that we put in our vision. All right. I want to lose this amount of weight. I want to be here in my health goals. I want this in my relationship goals. I want to generate this amount of money, and with that money, do this, pay off debt, and bless my parents, so on and so forth. Okay, all right. So what we want to do, Brian, number 3, is we want to spend time daily sitting in the feeling of what it will be like once we've hit the goal. So as we were doing the meditation, what I'm meditating about are those things that are on my vision board. And one of the things that John has taught us is, you might have a list of 100 things that you want to accomplish or become on your in your vision, but really focus in on 1 or 2 that by hitting that target, hitting that goal, it knocks out a lot of those other ones. And then the fourth one, all right, the fourth pillar is affirmations. So I can just tell you what I've been doing, and let me tell you just some of the results I've been getting. Okay, we shared this a little more than a month ago, probably on a Sunday night sharing where we go a lot more into the 4 pillars of faith. We do a deep dive, and one of my children, I've got 3 children, 2 are grown and on their own. My daughter is home with me. Um, he was upset with me. One of my sons was upset with me, and I didn't know why. I had no idea. Prior to the past few months, I would hear from him a couple times a week. When he was at home, he was more of a homebody. And so I would hear from him a couple times a week, and all of a sudden I'm not hearing from him. And I reach out to him, and I'm not getting a call back. I text him, I'm not getting a text back, and I really wasn't sure what the deal was. Um, and so I wrote down that I wanted that relationship restored. And in my meditation, that's what I was focused on, is the restoration of that relationship and seeing he and all of my children, spending time together, having fun. My 2 sons, they're grown. All right. They live in a different town that I live in. But I'm visualizing and feeling what will that feel like when that relationship is restored and is firing on all cylinders. So we shared that on a Sunday night. An hour and a half after we get off that Zoom, and we did a meditation right then on that, a little expanded meditation that John did, about a 15-minute meditation. An hour and a half later, I get a text from this same son who's not been communicating with me, and I didn't know why, saying, "Hey," he calls me Pop. "Hey, Pop, um, what's your schedule look like tomorrow? Can we connect tomorrow?" Sure. So we talked the next day. It was a Monday. We talked the next day, and he shared what was going on with him. He shared that he had an ought against me. He was upset with me about something that happened years and years and years and years ago. We got a chance to talk that out. And I think it was a couple days later. Um, no, it was a week and a half later. Guess who comes to visit me for the weekend? That same son. So we were doing another Zoom, and that son was downstairs as I was doing the Zoom upstairs. That son was downstairs with my daughter. He hung out with me for half the weekend, and now on a weekly basis, um, I have a call with that son. Last week, that call was 2.5 hours. Today, I got a text message saying, "Hey, Pop, are we still on for tomorrow at 6 o'clock?" So Wednesday at 6 o'clock, I have a phone date with my son. Now, that was not happening before Billion Dollar Mind. That was not happening before um, uh, doing the 4 steps or the 4 pillars. That was not happening before sitting in the feeling of what that will feel like. I also sat in the feeling of I'm ready to find love again. And so I started visualizing and feeling what will that feel like. Now it's very early. It's too early for me to say, but I can tell you I've met a phenomenal woman, and I was sharing this with John in a private conversation. I'm having a conversation with her, and it's just a call, just a phone call. I'm getting to know her, she's getting to know me, and Mari, you'll get this. Well, I felt this overwhelming heavenly presence. It just came and sat on me. Um, and we were just having a conversation. And about 10 minutes later, I felt this presence again. And so we've met, we've gone out a couple times, having phenomenal conversations. Um, but what am I doing again? I'm following what John's been teaching us. All right. So those are the 4 pillars. So this Thursday, we're going to share the portal. And then this coming Sunday, we're going to put a little more flesh on the bones, a little more meat on the bones, talking about the 4 pillars. Thank you for that question, Brian. We love each and every one of you. Let's transform this world together, starting with yours. Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.